By 2030, we aim to reduce the CO2 emissions of EV parts by 40% compared to our 2021 metrics.
So together, we must consider the entire value chain in order to find decarbonized energy and green materials.
Hello Marcela, I'm very happy to be with you today.
Hello Emmanuel, I've been looking forward for this conversation.
I'm working to define new criteria in our purchasing process to guide our teams to the suppliers who will help us to meet our target. It's obvious every part we put into our vehicles contributes to our carbon emissions. For example, the parts we purchase on a standard electric vehicle represent around 50% of its overall carbon footprint. And as we take our part to mitigate the impact of our business operation on climate change, we have set an equally ambitious target for our suppliers. By 2030, we aim to reduce the CO2 emissions of EV parts by 40% compared to our 2021 metrics. It's a monumental task, and we are ready for this challenge. But this is not a mission that purchasing can perform alone. Right, Marcela?
That's right, Emmanuel. Across the company, we're working together to bring a transformation that will hopefully provide a better future for our children's children. My role is to support engineering in setting up CO2 targets for some components such as batteries, steel, aluminum, wheels, tires, electronics, and so on. Right now, we're focusing on about 70 components that represent around 80% of the total carbon footprint of the electric vehicle, not to mention that these targets are in addition to our technical requirements. For example, to reduce the carbon footprint by 50% for the seats, we need to use levers such as low-emission steel for the frame, recycled materials, and greener energy for the assembly in this case. So together, we must consider the entire value chain. So, speaking of together, what are the things that we're doing with our suppliers, Emmanuel?
As we initiate this process, education and communication are key elements of engaging our suppliers. We need to help them to understand what we want to do, why we want to do it, and share best practice information. What about you, Marcela? How engineering division is engaging with the supply base?
I'm very excited to say that our new Stella Small platform is the first project where we're starting introducing CO2 targets during the sourcing phase. Hopefully, the learnings from this project will help us refine the methodology even further for our future projects. This is a major advancement towards achieving our goals.
Marcela, why it's so important for engineering, purchasing, and our suppliers to be so closely integrated?
We cannot do this without everyone on board. As we know, batteries, steel, aluminum represent around 70% of the electric vehicle emissions alone. For the time being, not everyone is familiar with the CO2 emissions during the production phase. For example, the suppliers need to identify if the CO2 emissions are coming either from the processes or the raw material. Once they have identified the hotspot, then they need to find a more sustainable approach to reduce those emissions. We know that this is an innovative and disruptive approach, but the eco-design needs to become a must-have.
Exactly. To help drive the change, we are requesting our suppliers to decarbonize their manufacturing processes and increase the share of green material. But it does not stop there. We want them to bring new ideas and innovative solutions to us.
Emmanuel, what's the Stellantis message for companies who want to partner with us?
The most important message is a team effort. If we are aligned and committed to this mission, we can have real impact and tangible result on our carbon reduction emission. This is what motivates me every day. When I talk to suppliers, I feel they are real partners in this ambition. We must move forward to a more sustainable mobility. And we all must support our carbon net zero target by 2038. Because we lead the way the world moves.